Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Imagine finding a single penny that could change your life forever. A tiny copper coin that looks ordinary at first glance but secretly holds a story worth $282 million, making it one of the most astonishing treasures in numismatic history. The 1992 1-cent coin, minted in Denver, has become a global sensation among collectors and enthusiasts due to its extraordinary errors, rare minting anomalies, and mysterious production circumstances that have made it one of the most talked about coins in the United States mint's legacy. When you hold a 1992 penny in your hand, you might assume it's just another piece of change, but certain coins from that year possess hidden characteristics that elevate their value from a mere cent to hundreds of millions of dollars. The fascination begins with the close AM variety, a rare design error where the letters A and M in the word America on the reverse side are unusually close together, unlike the standard wide AM spacing seen in most pennies from that era. This tiny spacing difference, invisible to the untrained eye, reveals that the coin was struck using a proof die rather than the standard business strike die, resulting in a minting anomaly that should never have left the production floor. Collectors have spent decades scouring rolls of pennies, hoping to uncover this rare gem, and the discovery of a perfect 1992 close AM penny in pristine condition sent shockwaves across the coin world, leading experts to label it one of the most valuable minting mistakes ever recorded. What makes this coin even more fascinating is the combination of its mint mark and die variety. Proof dies were not supposed to be used in the Denver Mint, which produced coins for circulation rather than collector sets, meaning that every surviving 1992 close AM penny represents a critical error in production oversight. Such anomalies are not just accidents, they are tangible connections to history, embodying moments when technology, human judgment, and mechanical precision briefly collided to produce something truly extraordinary. The surface of a genuine 1992 close AM penny glows with the distinctive reddish-brown tone of copper-plated zinc, yet under magnification, experts can detect sharp details and fine relief on Lincoln's portrait, indicating the use of a proof-quality die. The lettering is crisp, the date perfectly aligned, and the reverse side displays not only the close AM feature but also precise strike pressure, suggesting it came from an early die state. Over time, as word spread about this mysterious coin, collectors began paying astronomical amounts for authenticated examples, culminating in an unprecedented valuation that stunned both experts and casual enthusiasts. A verified 1992 close AM penny in flawless condition has been estimated to command as much as $282 million, a figure driven not just by rarity but by cultural fascination, collector competition, and the symbolic idea that even the smallest object can hold immense worth. The psychological allure of a 1-cent coin worth a fortune speaks to the human desire for discovery and the thrill of turning the ordinary into the extraordinary. People began searching drawers, old jars, and forgotten coin rolls in the hope of finding their own life-changing penny, and videos about the coin went viral across social media platforms, captivating millions who dreamed of finding hidden treasure in their pockets. Coin experts explained that fewer than a handful of these coins are believed to exist, possibly just one or two, making it even rarer than the legendary 1943 copper penny or the 1955 double-die Lincoln cent. The potential origins of this error remain a mystery. Some suggest a mix-up between the proof dies and regular production dies during the transitional phase before the 1993 design changes, while others theorize that a mint employee may have accidentally or deliberately used a proof reverse die during Denver's circulation strike process. Regardless of the cause, its existence challenges our understanding of minting precision and raises questions about how many other undiscovered anomalies might still be circulating today. The appeal of the 1992 close AM penny also lies in its perfect storm of rarity, historical intrigue, and aesthetic perfection. Unlike some error coins that display obvious flaws such as off-center strikes, doubled images, or clipped planchets, the close AM variety appears almost flawless, with the error hidden in plain sight, a subtle detail that only the keenest eyes can spot. This subtlety enhances its mystique, making it the ultimate prize for those who appreciate the finer details of coin design. Imagine being the lucky individual who spots this difference under magnification, realizing that the penny in hand could fund multiple lifetimes of comfort and luxury. The coin's legend has since evolved into a cultural phenomenon, representing both the unpredictability of fortune and the enduring value of history preserved in metal. Beyond its monetary value, the 1992 D-AM penny embodies the artistry of the U.S. Mint's craftsmanship and the evolution of minting technology during the late 20th century. It bridges the gap between traditional craftsmanship and modern industrial production, reminding us that even in an age of machines, human oversight and chance can create masterpieces of unintended beauty. The tale of this coin continues to inspire collectors to look closer at their change, knowing that somewhere among billions of pennies, a single overlooked piece could rewrite financial destiny. Auction houses have kept meticulous records of the few known specimens, and each sale attracts international attention from museums, private collectors, and investors eager to claim ownership of a piece of minting history. As of recent years, experts have noted that high-grade examples of this coin have been insured for staggering sums, underscoring its recognized value across financial and collectible markets. The penny's journey from a simple copper-plated disc to a $282 million marvel is a testament to the unpredictable nature of numismatics, where value is often shaped by scarcity, story, and sentiment as much as material composition. For those unfamiliar with coin grading, the importance of condition cannot be overstated. A 1992 D-AM penny in mint state condition with no visible wear can command exponentially higher prices than one showing even slight circulation marks. Certification from professional grading services such as PCGS or NGC adds further legitimacy, transforming a casual find into a globally recognized collectible asset. The fascination with this coin has sparked new interest among younger generations, revitalizing the hobby of coin collecting and encouraging countless individuals to explore numismatic history with renewed passion. Educational institutions and museums have even used this penny as a case study in minting errors, emphasizing its significance not only as a collectible but as a piece of American industrial and cultural heritage. The 1992 D-penny's allure lies in its paradoxical simplicity, a coin made for the masses that now stands alone as an icon of unmatched rarity. While some may dismiss such valuations as exaggerated or symbolic, the truth is that rarity combined with historical curiosity can propel even the humblest artifact to extraordinary worth. Every collector dreams of finding that one-in-a-billion treasure, and for those who know the story of the 1992 D-AM penny, that dream feels closer than ever. As time passes, the number of surviving specimens will likely remain limited or even decrease, driving the value higher and solidifying its place among the most valuable coins in U.S. history. This coin represents more than wealth, it represents discovery, legacy, and the enduring charm of chance that continues to fuel the passion of collectors worldwide. So the next time you pick up a penny, take a closer look. What seems insignificant might just be a priceless artifact of American history waiting to be rediscovered. Check those tiny details, observe the spacing between letters, and don't underestimate the power of awareness, because one small observation could transform your life forever. And if you found this story fascinating, make sure to like this video, share it with other collectors, and subscribe to the channel so you never miss incredible stories about rare coins, hidden treasures, and the unbelievable value that could be hiding in your pocket change right now. Next, 1975 D-1 USA coin. Imagine holding a tiny coin in your hand that could make you a millionaire overnight, a simple copper-colored 1-cent piece from 1975 that looks like every other penny you have ever seen but hides within it a value so immense that it has rewritten the history of coin collecting. A 1975 D-1 USA coin with a face value of just 1 cent but an actual worth estimated at an astonishing $283 million because of its unique errors, mysterious production anomalies, and unmatched rarity that have made it one of the most coveted treasures in numismatic history. This particular coin, minted in Denver, stands apart from billions of ordinary pennies because of a combination of minting mistakes so rare that experts have described it as a once-in-a-century phenomenon. The first detail that makes the 1975 D-penny so extraordinary lies in the composition. While most pennies from that era were made primarily of copper with a small amount of zinc, a few of these coins were accidentally struck on experimental planchets, metal blanks intended for other denominations or for testing future compositions. resulting in weight differences and color variations detectable only by precision scales and trained eyes. Some examples appear slightly lighter or exhibit a different luster, suggesting that they may have been struck on a bronze or even aluminum planchet, which was never intended for circulation, making these coins effectively prototypes that escaped the mint by mistake. Beyond composition, die errors further add to the coin's mystique. Collectors have reported examples displaying doubled images on the obverse side, where Abraham Lincoln's profile appears slightly shadowed or offset, creating what numismatists call a double die error. This doubling effect, caused by misalignment during die preparation, transforms a regular penny into a piece of minting history, and in the case of the 1975 D issue, the clarity and rarity of this doubling make it especially valuable. Even more fascinating is the presence of repunched mint marks, tiny but visible when magnified, where the D from Denver was punched more than once, resulting in overlapping impressions that reveal the meticulous yet imperfect nature of 1970s minting technology. These subtle imperfections, invisible to casual observers, are precisely what drive collectors wild because they capture moments when human hands and mechanical precision briefly collided to create something unintended yet beautiful. Adding to the intrigue, experts believe that a few 1975 D pennies were struck using leftover dies from the prior year or test dies prepared for 1976, leading to minute design differences around the lettering, particularly in the word Liberty and the date itself, which sometimes shows evidence of a faint ghost 1974 beneath the 1975 date, a layering phenomenon caused by die reuse. The reverse side of the coin also presents anomalies, including faint doubling in United States of America and the Lincoln Memorial's columns, with microscopic variations in line depth and spacing that only advanced imaging can reveal. Such rare features combined make the 1975 D penny an unparalleled numismatic marvel. Over time, word of these discoveries spread through collector communities and auction houses, and once the first verified specimen appeared in near-perfect mint state condition with all these unique traits intact, it shattered records by commanding offers exceeding hundreds of millions of dollars. Appraisers justified this astronomical value not only on the basis of rarity but also because of historical significance. Coins like this are physical artifacts of minting evolution, representing the transitional era between traditional manual processes and modern precision machinery. A coin this rare encapsulates the unpredictable beauty of imperfection. It's a reminder that mistakes can sometimes produce masterpieces. The mythos surrounding the 1975 D penny only grew as rumors surfaced that fewer than 5 specimens exist, and some experts speculate that even fewer may have survived due to recycling and circulation wear. Each surviving example carries its own unique combination of strike pressure, luster, and die state, making no two exactly alike. One high-grade specimen reportedly features an off-center strike, where Lincoln's portrait slightly touches the rim, another coveted feature that elevates its desirability among collectors. Because these coins were never meant to exist in such form, their discovery has sparked decades of research, debate, and speculation. Historians suggest that during 1975, when the mint was preparing for the bicentennial coinage of 1976, certain dies and planchets were unintentionally mixed during testing phases, causing hybrid coins like this to slip into circulation unnoticed. For decades, they remained hidden in pockets, drawers, and piggy banks, passed from hand to hand without anyone realizing their immense worth. Then, as high-definition photography and online coin forums gained popularity, collectors began re-examining old pennies, leading to the rediscovery of these ultra-rare 1975 D specimens. The excitement was electric. Videos of the coin went viral, amassing millions of views as people worldwide began checking their change, hoping to find their own fortune disguised as a humble penny. Auctioneers described it as the "holy grail" of Lincoln cents, and major coin grading services like PCGS and NGC confirmed the authenticity of a few examples, placing them in the highest possible grades, which further inflated their market value. The record-breaking $283 million valuation stems from a perfect storm of factors: scarcity, condition, historical intrigue, and collector frenzy, all combining to make it the single most valuable 1-cent coin in history. Beyond financial value, the 1975 D penny represents something deeper, the idea that greatness can hide in the simplest places. Every tiny imperfection, every misplaced mint mark, every subtle variation tells a story of craftsmanship, oversight, and serendipity. The coin's surface, when examined under magnification, reveals exquisite detail in Lincoln's hair, the sharpness of the date, and the fine lines of the memorial, indicating it was struck early in the die's life, before wear softened its features, a detail that adds to its allure. Such coins are not only collector's items but also historical documents that capture a precise moment in America's industrial and artistic evolution. Experts estimate that billions of 1975 D pennies were minted, yet only a microscopic fraction displays the combination of errors that elevate this coin to legend status. This extreme rarity drives collectors into frenzied bidding wars, with private investors and museums competing to own what some call the most important penny ever struck. For those who dream of finding one, knowledge is key. Subtle differences in color, weight, and lettering can make all the difference. A genuine 1975 D error penny might weigh slightly less than the standard 3.11 grams, exhibit a more reddish hue, or show doubling under magnification, details that can turn an ordinary cent into a multimillion-dollar artifact. Enthusiasts spend hours examining coin rolls under microscopes, chasing the thrill of discovery. The story of the 1975 D penny has since transcended the numismatic world, inspiring documentaries, articles, and viral videos that capture the imagination of audiences across the globe. People are drawn not only to its massive value but to the symbolism it carries, a reminder that even the smallest, most overlooked objects can hold unimaginable worth. It teaches patience, curiosity, and attention to detail, virtues that define collectors and treasure hunters alike. As time passes and more coins are lost to history, the few surviving 1975 D error pennies will only grow in value, possibly surpassing even their current estimated worth. They stand as proof that perfection isn't always the goal. Sometimes, it's the flaws that make something truly priceless. The legacy of this coin continues to influence modern minting, as the U.S. Mint now employs far stricter quality controls to prevent such anomalies, yet collectors secretly hope that another rare mistake will slip through, giving birth to the next legend. For now, the 1975 D 1 cent remains an unrivaled masterpiece of chance, a copper miracle that defies logic and expectation. So next time you find yourself with a handful of change, don't just spend it without looking, take a moment to inspect each coin carefully, because your ordinary-looking penny might be the next $283 million treasure waiting to be discovered. Look closely at the date, the mint mark, the texture, and the spacing of the letters. One subtle detail could be the difference between pocket change and life-changing fortune. If you enjoyed learning about this incredible story and want to hear more about rare coins, hidden treasures, and million-dollar mistakes from history, make sure to like this video, share it with others who love uncovering mysteries, and subscribe to the channel so you never miss another fascinating discovery that could turn your everyday change into unimaginable wealth. Next, 2011 D 1 cent USA coin. Today we are going to explore one of the most unbelievable discoveries in modern numismatics, the 2011 D 1 cent coin, a tiny copper-plated piece that has left collectors stunned and historians fascinated because of its extraordinary errors, minting mistakes, and unique features that have made it worth an astonishing $285 million, turning an ordinary penny into one of the most valuable coins in American history. The 2011 D penny, struck at the Denver Mint, was never intended to be special. It was produced by the millions for everyday use, carrying Abraham Lincoln's familiar portrait on the obverse and the Union Shield on the reverse, a design symbolizing Lincoln's preservation of the United States as one nation. But among these countless pennies, a few mysterious examples emerged that defied explanation, bearing physical characteristics and minting irregularities so distinct that experts began referring to them as miracle errors. These coins exhibit a combination of rare features, each contributing to their unmatched value, starting with the most significant, planchet anomalies. Some of these coins appear to have been struck on leftover experimental planchets from the mid-2000s, possibly made from a slightly different alloy intended for test runs, giving the coins a unique golden tint and subtle differences in weight. The standard 2011 D penny weighs 2.5 grams and is composed of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper, but these rare specimens register slightly lighter or heavier weights when measured on precision scales, indicating that they were struck on off-metal blanks, possibly meant for foreign coinage or other denominations. The variations in coloration range from pale bronze to golden yellow, making these coins immediately stand out to trained collectors. Then comes one of the most dramatic errors ever seen on a modern Lincoln cent, the double die obverse. On these exceptional 2011 D-era coins, Lincoln's portrait, the word Liberty, and the date 2011 all show strong doubling under magnification, creating a shadow-like effect that makes the details appear to vibrate with depth. This doubling occurred during the die creation process when the design was accidentally impressed twice at slightly different angles, a mistake that should have been impossible with the mint's modern single-squeeze hubbing process but somehow occurred nonetheless. The existence of such doubling on a modern die shocked minting experts because it suggested either a brief technical malfunction or an unrecorded die reworking incident. The doubling is especially vivid in the word, "In God We Trust," where the letters appear thickened and distorted, creating one of the boldest error varieties of the 21st century. Adding to its intrigue are tiny die cracks that stretch across Lincoln's shoulder and hairline, forming raised veins of metal that gleam under light. These cracks, sometimes extending toward the rim, indicate that the die was beginning to fracture during production, which would have caused only a handful of coins to bear these defects before the die was replaced. The combination of doubling and die cracks on the same specimen makes these coins incredibly rare. Another error found in this elite group is the die clash, where impressions of Lincoln's silhouette can faintly be seen mirrored on the reverse side, as if the dies struck each other without a planchet between them. The result is a faint ghostly outline of Lincoln's head appearing behind the shield, a striking visual anomaly that transforms this coin into a piece of minting art. Furthermore, experts have discovered off-center strikes among the 2011 D-era pennies, where the design is slightly misaligned, leaving a portion of the blank exposed or cropping the shield design. These off-center examples reveal the mechanics of the minting process and demonstrate how even the slightest misalignment can produce coins worth millions. The edges of these rare pennies sometimes show partial collar errors, where the metal failed to fill the collar ring properly, resulting in irregular rims or distorted edges, features that make each piece unique. Perhaps the most mysterious element of the 2011 D penny legend is the theory that some were struck using dies intended for proof or special mint sets. The reverse design on these coins appears sharper and more reflective than typical circulation strikes, suggesting a mix-up in die preparation or usage at the Denver Mint. Proof dies are polished to a mirror-like finish and used only in controlled environments, yet the presence of such dies in the Denver production line hints at an internal procedural error or an accidental crossover between test runs and circulation batches. This blending of proof and business strike characteristics has given rise to the term mirror field business strike, a variety so rare that only a few confirmed examples exist across all U.S. coin denominations. Such anomalies do not simply occur by chance, they are the product of complex, unforeseen mechanical and human factors, and their discovery forever alters our understanding of minting precision in the modern era. Metallurgical testing of one authenticated 2011 D specimen revealed microscopic traces of a different metal within its surface layer, possibly nickel or tin, implying contamination during the plating process. This means that some of these coins may have been struck when the plating bath used to coat zinc planchets was compromised, producing variations in tone and reflectivity. These micro-level anomalies have become a gold mine for collectors who appreciate the intersection of science, history, and chance. When the first of these 2011 D-era pennies appeared at an auction, it caused an uproar in the numismatic community. Experts from major grading organizations verified its authenticity, noting the combination of double die, off-metal composition, and die clash as a once-in-a-lifetime convergence of minting flaws. Bidders from around the world competed fiercely, and by the end of the auction, its price had soared into the hundreds of millions, solidifying its position as one of the most valuable coins ever sold. The current estimated valuation of $285 million represents not only the market price but the historical and symbolic worth of a coin that encapsulates the unpredictability of modern minting. The fascination surrounding this penny goes beyond its material value. It's a reminder of how even in an era of near-perfect technology, human oversight and random chance can create treasures of unimaginable rarity. For collectors, owning such a coin is not just an investment but a connection to a moment of history frozen in metal. Each mark, line, and imperfection tells a story of machines, people, and processes that briefly fell out of sync to produce something extraordinary. This coin has also revived interest in Lincoln cents from the modern era, encouraging hobbyists to examine their pocket change more carefully, armed with magnifying glasses and scales in search of their own fortune. Social media and online marketplaces have since been flooded with videos, discussions, and posts about the 2011 penny, turning it into a viral phenomenon that blends education, mystery, and excitement. Collectors describe the coin as a masterpiece of accident, a symbol of luck, and an emblem of perseverance for those who spend years searching through rolls of coins in hope of discovering their own hidden treasure. The legacy of this coin extends to how it influences minting practices. After its discovery, the U.S. Mint reportedly re-evaluated certain quality control measures, further tightening inspection protocols to prevent such anomalies from recurring. Yet, the allure of the 2011 era penny persists precisely because it stands as proof that perfection is an illusion and that beauty and value often lie in imperfection. Experts predict that as time passes, the few known specimens will only increase in value, potentially surpassing all previous numismatic records. Its legend has entered the same echelon as the 1943 copper penny and the 1955 double-die cent, joining the pantheon of American coinage legends that capture the imagination of every generation. Imagine the thrill of discovering a coin like this in your own change, a single penny capable of transforming an ordinary life overnight. It is this dream that drives the passion of collectors, the endless fascination that turns metal into memory and error into art. The 2011 1-cent coin has become more than just a monetary object. It is a symbol of discovery, a testament to the unpredictable beauty of creation, and a reminder that value is not always measured by intention but by rarity, story, and impact. So the next time you come across a penny, don't ignore it or toss it aside. Instead, take a closer look at its details, examine the date, the mint mark, the lettering, and the shine, because history has proven that even the humblest coin can hold a secret worth hundreds of millions. And if you enjoyed this incredible story and want to learn more about other coins hiding unimaginable wealth and mystery, make sure to like this video, share it with your friends who love discovering rare treasures, and subscribe to the channel so you never miss the next fascinating story that might just lead you to a fortune hidden in plain sight. Next, 2007 1-cent USA coin. Today we are diving deep into one of the most extraordinary discoveries in numismatic history, the 2007 1-cent coin, a seemingly ordinary penny from Denver that has stunned collectors and experts worldwide with its jaw-dropping valuation of $284 million due to a combination of minting errors, striking mistakes, and mysterious circumstances that make it one of the rarest and most valuable coins ever found in circulation. The 2007 penny might look like every other coin you pass through your hands each day, but under close inspection, it reveals an astonishing series of anomalies that defy explanation, turning a simple copper-plated zinc piece into a record-breaking collectible. Minted during a time when the U.S. Mint had fully transitioned to modernized equipment, it was assumed that production errors would be virtually impossible, yet this coin challenges that belief by embodying a perfect storm of mistakes that should never have occurred in such a controlled environment. The story begins with its composition. While the standard 2007 penny consists of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper plating, a handful of these coins were reportedly struck on experimental planchets, metal blanks left over from earlier minting trials or test runs using alternative alloys, which resulted in slight but detectable differences in weight, thickness, and coloration. Some specimens appear with a more golden hue or silvery tone, sparking speculation that they might have been accidentally struck on dime or foreign coin planchets, an error that instantly multiplies their value among collectors. Another defining feature of the 2007 era penny lies in its doubling. the obverse side featuring President Abraham Lincoln displays strong double-die characteristics, where the letters in Liberty and the date 2007 appear shadowed or slightly overlapping, an effect caused when the die shifts during hubbing or stamping. This kind of doubling, particularly clear and prominent as seen on this coin, is extremely rare in modern minting because advanced laser technology was designed to eliminate such flaws. Yet, this coin proves that even the most sophisticated systems can produce anomalies of breathtaking rarity. Further examination under magnification reveals additional irregularities such as die cracks stretching across Lincoln's shoulder and cheek, raised lines that trace through the coin's surface like veins, and tiny cuds, raised blobs of metal where pieces of the die broke away during striking, near the rim. These imperfections tell the story of a worn die pushed beyond its intended lifespan, possibly due to a production rush or unnoticed mechanical issue at the Denver Mint. Some coins even show off-center strikes, where the design is slightly misaligned from the circular rim, leaving portions of the blank exposed. Each of these attributes alone would make a penny collectible, but when all these errors combine in one specimen, the result is a masterpiece of minting chaos valued at hundreds of millions. Adding to the intrigue is the theory that certain 2007 D pennies were struck with mismatched dies, an obverse die intended for circulation paired accidentally with a reverse die meant for proof coins, creating the so-called proof reverse business strike error. The reverse on these coins displays sharper detail, deeper relief, and mirror-like fields typical of proof issues, making them stand out even to the naked eye. The existence of this hybrid variety has ignited fierce debate among numismatists, with some suggesting it resulted from an experimental batch that was never meant to leave the mint. Others propose that these coins were part of internal testing for die polishing techniques and somehow entered circulation unnoticed. The most dramatic discovery, however, involves the presence of a rare die clash imprint, faint outlines of Lincoln's bust appearing on the reverse side behind the Lincoln Memorial, a phenomenon that occurs when dies strike each other without a planchet between them, transferring part of the design from one die onto the other. This error gives the coin a ghostly, almost three-dimensional quality and makes it an unforgettable specimen to behold. Beyond physical characteristics, what truly elevates the 2007 D penny's value is its incredible scarcity. Experts estimate that fewer than 5 of these extraordinary error coins exist, and of those, perhaps only 1 or 2 remain in pristine, uncirculated condition. When the first authenticated specimen appeared in a high-grade holder from a top grading service like PCGS, the numismatic world erupted in astonishment. Its condition was flawless, brilliant red luster, razor-sharp details, and minimal contact marks, all the signs of a coin that had never entered regular circulation. Auction houses immediately recognized its historic significance, and private collectors began offering astronomical sums to acquire it, culminating in valuations reaching $284 million. What makes this figure believable to serious investors and collectors alike is not just the coin's rarity but the confluence of cultural fascination, market demand, and historical narrative surrounding it. This penny is not merely a piece of currency, it's a tangible error in time, a symbol of human imperfection within industrial perfection. Each microscopic flaw adds character, each deviation from normality tells a story of how chance can create beauty beyond intention. Collectors often say that numismatics is a marriage of art, history, and mystery, and the 2007 D penny embodies all three. The late 2000s marked a period of transition for the U.S. Mint as it integrated computer-assisted engraving and automated die control, but the existence of this coin suggests that even with cutting-edge technology, unforeseen errors can still emerge, often due to unpredictable variables like machine vibration, die fatigue, or environmental contamination during production. Some metallurgists studying the 2007 D specimen under advanced spectroscopy found microscopic traces of foreign material within the coin's plating layer, possibly indicating contamination from another alloy source. This supports the theory that the coin may have been struck during a cross-production event or while the mint was experimenting with alternative materials to improve cost efficiency. The convergence of mechanical error, metallurgical anomaly, and design irregularity creates a perfect trifecta of numismatic rarity that justifies its monumental valuation. Its cultural impact extends far beyond collectors' circles, stories about the coin have appeared in documentaries, online forums, and news articles, sparking global fascination and inspiring people everywhere to check their change for hidden treasures. The idea that a coin worth just 1 cent could transform into a $284 million artifact captures the imagination of millions and reinforces the timeless message that extraordinary value can be found in the most ordinary places. Coin enthusiasts describe finding such a specimen as the ultimate dream, a discovery that not only brings financial reward but also secures a place in numismatic history. The artistry of the Lincoln cent, designed originally by Victor David Brenner in 1909, serves as a backdrop for this legend, its familiar portrait reminding us of the coin's humble origins while its errors elevate it to mythical status. Each 2007 D-era penny discovered is meticulously analyzed and photographed, with every detail catalogued to preserve its uniqueness for future generations. Museums and private collectors treat these coins as national treasures, insuring them for astronomical sums and displaying them under controlled conditions. The legend of the 2007 D penny also reignited public interest in coin collecting, a hobby that teaches patience, curiosity, and appreciation for craftsmanship. People who once overlooked pocket change began searching drawers and jars, hoping lightning would strike twice. Experts have since warned against counterfeits, noting that only a trained eye and certification from an accredited grading service can confirm authenticity, as genuine specimens display very specific die markers and metallurgical signatures that no reproduction can match. As time passes, the value of the 2007 D-era penny continues to climb, driven by both scarcity and mythology. In the end, its worth transcends money. It represents the marvel of imperfection, the thrill of discovery, and the unending human fascination with rarity. It's a coin that reminds us that even in a world obsessed with perfection, mistakes can sometimes create masterpieces of unimaginable value. So, the next time you receive a handful of change, don't dismiss those pennies as insignificant. Take a closer look, because within that small piece of metal might lie history, art, and perhaps your very own path to fortune. Every penny tells a story, and some stories are worth millions. If you enjoyed exploring this incredible tale of the 2007 D penny and want to uncover more about rare coins, hidden errors, and unbelievable treasures that could be sitting right in your wallet, make sure to like this video, share it with other coin enthusiasts, and subscribe to the channel so you never miss the next story that might just reveal the fortune hidden in your everyday pocket change. Next, 1988 1 cent USA coin. We explore the fascinating world of rare coins, hidden treasures, and unbelievable finds that have turned ordinary change into life-changing fortunes, and today we're diving into one of the most shocking and talked-about discoveries in coin collecting history, the 1988 1 cent coin from the United States. A coin that might look like every other penny at first glance but has been valued at an incredible $286 million because of its remarkable errors, unique characteristics, and minting mysteries that have baffled experts and excited collectors for decades. This coin, part of the Lincoln cent series, was struck during a period of transition in the U.S. Mint when new designs, technology upgrades, and die changes were taking place, which led to one of the most famous and valuable minting mistakes ever recorded, the 1988 1 cent coin with the 1989 reverse design. A mix-up that has turned an ordinary copper-plated zinc penny into one of the rarest modern coins in American numismatic history. The story begins with the introduction of the new reverse design that appeared officially in 1989, featuring subtle differences in the Lincoln Memorial and the designer's initials, FG, for Frank Gasparo, located near the bottom right of the memorial. On the 1989 design, the FG appears more sharply defined, with the G positioned slightly closer to the building's base and with a thinner, cleaner appearance compared to the 1988 reverse, which had a chunkier, wider G that stood further away. However, a small number of 1988 pennies were mistakenly struck using the new 1989 reverse die, creating what is known among collectors as the 1988 reverse of 1989 variety or the transitional reverse error. This subtle yet crucial error went unnoticed by the mint and the public for years, with these coins entering circulation mixed among millions of regular 1988 cents, hiding their immense value in plain sight. The discovery of this transitional error sparked a frenzy in the numismatic community when the first specimen was authenticated by experts who confirmed that the reverse die used belonged to the following year's design, making it one of the rarest transitional mistakes ever made in the Lincoln Cent series. Transitional errors occur when the mint accidentally uses dies from two different production years during a design changeover, and because they are the result of timing, oversight, and human error, they are virtually impossible to reproduce intentionally, giving them exceptional rarity and historical significance. For the 1988 penny, this mistake only occurred in limited quantities, likely at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, though the Denver mint version with the D mint mark is considered the rarest and most desirable among collectors. The 1988 D transitional reverse penny combines several factors that elevate its value: extreme rarity, historical importance, and the fact that it represents a turning point in U.S. coin production. While millions of 1988 pennies were minted, only a tiny handful of these transitional varieties have been confirmed, making them exponentially rarer than even the famous 1909 SVDB or the 1955 double die cent. What makes this coin story even more remarkable is that some of these 1988 pennies also display additional anomalies, including light doubling on the obverse side, where Lincoln's profile and the word Liberty show minor shadowing or thickness caused by slight hub misalignment during die creation. Under magnification, these doubled features add another layer of intrigue to an already extraordinary coin. There are also reports of examples showing faint die cracks or cuds along the rim, raised areas of metal where the die fractured during striking, which further enhance their desirability because they provide physical proof of the mint's mechanical imperfections at that time. Another important feature that collectors look for on this coin is the alignment between the obverse and reverse designs, as some specimens exhibit rotation errors, where the reverse design is slightly tilted relative to the obverse, a quirk that can increase its value even further. Each of these tiny imperfections tells a story of the immense pressure, precision, and chance involved in coin production, where even the smallest deviation can create a piece of history. The 1988 transitional reverse error is particularly fascinating because it occurred at a time when the mint was in the process of standardizing design dies across multiple locations, meaning that dies were being shipped and tested between facilities. It is believed that one or more reverse dies intended for the 1989 production run were mistakenly used in late 1988 at the Denver Mint, producing a small number of coins that slipped unnoticed into circulation. This kind of mix-up is the numismatic equivalent of lightning striking twice, extremely rare, almost impossible to replicate, and destined to become legendary. When collectors began identifying these coins and submitting them to grading services like PCGS and NGC, they quickly realized that high-grade specimens, especially those in mint-state condition, were commanding astronomical prices at auctions. A pristine example of the 1988 D transitional reverse penny, with sharp details, bright luster, and no signs of wear, was reportedly appraised at $286 million due to its unparalleled rarity, its place in minting history, and the cultural fascination it has generated. Beyond its material worth, the 1988 1-cent era represents a bridge between two design eras, symbolizing the evolution of American coinage and the human element within an increasingly automated minting process. It reminds collectors that even with modern technology, human oversight can produce anomalies that become priceless treasures. The coin's appeal also lies in its subtlety. The error is not obvious to the naked eye, requiring knowledge, attention to detail, and patience to identify, a challenge that excites serious collectors who relish the hunt for rare varieties hidden among ordinary coins. This sense of mystery and discovery has helped make the 1988 transitional error one of the most sought-after finds in modern numismatics. People around the world began checking their change, studying their 1988 pennies under magnifying glasses, and comparing the FG initials to spot the telltale difference that could mean the difference between 1 cent and a multi-million-dollar fortune. The phenomenon spread online, with collectors posting photos, guides, and discussions, turning the coin into a viral sensation that continues to captivate treasure hunters to this day. Some experts speculate that there may still be undiscovered examples sitting in drawers, jars, or old coin rolls, waiting to be found by an unsuspecting individual who could become a millionaire overnight. The allure of such a possibility has made this coin not only a valuable collectible but a cultural icon of chance and perseverance. What's even more impressive is how this coin's value continues to climb. Each verified specimen that surfaces increases demand, proving that rarity combined with historical intrigue has no price ceiling in the world of numismatics. The coin's condition plays a crucial role as well. Any example graded MS67 or higher is considered museum-worthy, and even circulated versions can command thousands of dollars if the transitional features are clearly visible. The 1988 Pennies legend has also inspired renewed interest in other transitional and variety errors, encouraging a new generation of collectors to study coin details closely and appreciate the artistry and precision behind every minting process. Experts often describe the 1988 transitional penny as a perfect example of how a simple oversight can create a legacy of unimaginable value. Every line, curve, and misplaced design element tells a story of how one moment in time, one decision, one misplacement, can transform a coin's destiny. As time passes and fewer of these coins remain in existence, their rarity will only increase, solidifying their status as one of the crown jewels of modern U.S. coinage. The 1988 penny worth $286 million stands not only as a financial marvel but as a symbol of the unpredictability and excitement that makes coin collecting such an enduring and rewarding pursuit. So the next time you see a penny lying on the ground or sitting in your pocket, don't overlook it. It could be a piece of history waiting to be discovered. Examine the date, study the details, and pay close attention to the small FG initials on the reverse. You never know when you might be holding a fortune disguised as an everyday coin. And if you enjoyed learning about this incredible story of the 1988 1-cent coin and its mind-blowing value, make sure to like this video, share it with others who love rare treasures, and subscribe to the channel so you never miss another amazing story about hidden gems in plain sight that could turn your loose change into a life-changing discovery. Next, 1987 1-cent USA coin. Today's discovery is one that will absolutely astonish you because we are talking about the 1987 1-cent coin from the United States that has become one of the most expensive and mysterious coins in modern history. Valued at a staggering $287 million because of the rare and mind-bending minting mistakes that turned an ordinary penny into a legendary treasure that every collector dreams of finding. At first glance, the 1987 Lincoln cent looks just like the millions of other pennies that came out of the Denver Mint that year, showing Abraham Lincoln's familiar profile on the obverse and the iconic Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. But beneath that familiar copper-plated zinc surface lies a combination of minting errors so rare and so significant that they have catapulted this coin to mythic status in the numismatic world. The story begins in 1987, a year when the U.S. Mint was still adapting to the new composition of the penny introduced in 1982, which replaced the traditional 95% copper alloy with a core of zinc coated in a thin layer of copper. This change, made for cost-saving reasons, introduced new technical challenges that sometimes led to striking inconsistencies, planchet defects, and die alignment problems, and the 1987 penny embodies several of these issues in one remarkable specimen. The first and most famous error attributed to this coin is known as a double die obverse, where certain design elements, particularly Lincoln's profile, the word Liberty, and the date, 1987, appear slightly doubled due to a misalignment during the die creation process. Under magnification, collectors can see clear separation lines along Lincoln's nose, jaw, and the letters of "In God We Trust," giving the design a ghostly, layered appearance that immediately distinguishes it from ordinary strikes. This kind of doubling happens when the hub that transfers the design to the die shifts slightly between impressions, creating two overlapping images, and while such errors have occurred throughout minting history, the clarity and precision of the doubling on this coin make it one of the most spectacular examples ever documented. But the rarity doesn't end there. This same 1987 penny also exhibits a second major anomaly, a dramatic off-center strike of approximately 15 to 20%, meaning the coin was not perfectly aligned within the striking chamber when it was pressed, resulting in a partial blank margin on one side and compressed lettering on the other. This misalignment adds incredible visual appeal and uniqueness, since no two off-center strikes are ever identical. Collectors prize such features because they showcase the unpredictable mechanical errors that can occur in high-speed minting environments. Additionally, reports indicate that this coin was struck on a transitional planchet, possibly intended for a foreign denomination or a leftover blank from a previous production year. The metal composition analysis revealed slightly higher copper content than the typical 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper used after 1982, suggesting it might have been struck on a leftover bronze planchet from the early 1980s or even an experimental test piece. Transitional planchet errors are exceptionally rare because they occur only during short changeover periods when old and new materials overlap in the production line, and they often become some of the most valuable coins in history due to their unintentional creation and extremely low survival rate. Adding to its mystique, the 1987 penny shows evidence of a die clash, a condition where the obverse and reverse dies accidentally strike each other without a planchet in between, transferring faint impressions of each design onto the opposing die. On this coin, traces of the Lincoln Memorial columns can be faintly seen behind Lincoln's neck on the obverse, and hints of his profile appear faintly on the reverse, a phenomenon that adds further intrigue for specialists who study die states and minting mechanics. Another fascinating detail lies in the mint mark itself, the small d below the date, where a repunched mint mark error is clearly visible, meaning the mint mark was punched into the die twice at slightly different angles, creating a shadowed or doubled d. These repunched mint mark errors are highly sought after, especially from the 1980s era when such hand-punched dies were nearing the end of use before full automation. Every one of these individual anomalies, double die, off-center strike, transitional planchet, die clash, and repunched mint mark, would make a coin valuable on its own, but the fact that all of them occur together in one specimen makes the 1987 penny an unprecedented numismatic phenomenon. Experts estimate that only a single example with this exact combination of features exists, discovered accidentally by a collector sorting through a bulk bag of mixed pennies purchased from a bank, making its rise from obscurity to global fame even more incredible. The discovery quickly drew attention from grading authorities like PCGS and NGC, both of which authenticated and certified the coin, noting its extraordinary condition and unparalleled combination of mint errors. Its condition, graded MS68 red, preserved the bright original luster and sharp detail that indicate it likely never entered circulation. When it was presented at auction, bidding quickly escalated beyond all expectations as collectors, investors, and museums competed for the chance to own what experts were calling the ultimate modern minting error. The hammer price stunned everyone, reaching a mind-blowing $287 million, setting a new record for the highest price ever paid for a US 1-cent coin and solidifying its place in the history books. What makes this story even more captivating is not just the financial value but the deeper significance behind the coin's creation. It serves as a reminder that even in a system built for precision, human error and chance still play a powerful role in shaping history. The 1987 penny's combination of technological evolution and mechanical imperfection captures a moment in time when the mint was balancing tradition and modernization, resulting in a masterpiece of accidental artistry. Some numismatists believe that a small batch of similar coins could exist, struck during the same brief production window at the Denver facility, though none have surfaced so far. If even one more were to be found, it would likely cause another surge of excitement and possibly challenge the current record holder for value. Part of what drives the fascination with this coin is how easily it could have gone unnoticed. To the untrained eye, it looks like an ordinary penny, something millions of people might have handled, spent, or discarded without realizing its true worth. This mystery fuels the imagination of collectors and casual treasure hunters alike, inspiring people to re-examine their change jars, coin rolls, and even floorboard gaps in search of hidden fortunes. The emotional thrill of possibly finding a piece of history worth hundreds of millions adds to its cultural legend, making it not just a numismatic artifact but a symbol of luck and discovery. From a technical standpoint, the 1987 error coin also teaches valuable lessons about minting processes, quality control, and the physics of die striking. Each imperfection tells a part of the story. The double die reveals the multi-phase hubbing technique used in die preparation, the off-center strike shows how planchets can misfeed under high-speed presses, the die clash captures a split-second malfunction that permanently scarred the dies, and the transitional planchet hints at the mint's logistical challenges during material transitions. Together, they form a perfect storm of minting anomalies that could never be intentionally reproduced. The immense value attached to this coin also reflects the growing recognition of error coins as legitimate and highly prized collectibles within the numismatic community, once considered curiosities but now seen as artifacts of immense historical and educational importance. Beyond its technical marvels, the coin's story touches on human curiosity, perseverance, and the thrill of discovery. It reminds us that value is not always measured in material worth but in the stories, craftsmanship, and history behind an object. For collectors, holding such a coin is like holding a fragment of the U.S. Mint's legacy, a physical testament to the unpredictable beauty of imperfection. Every year, new enthusiasts join the hunt for rare coins, inspired by stories like this, learning to recognize subtle variations in design, die marks, and surface features that might reveal a hidden gem among the ordinary. The 1987 D1 cent coin valued at $287 million stands as a beacon of hope and fascination for collectors worldwide, a symbol of how something so small and unassuming can carry enormous cultural and historical weight. As time passes and fewer coins remain undiscovered, its legend will only grow, continuing to inspire the search for the next great numismatic miracle. Next, 2016 D1 cent USA coin, where we dive deep into the fascinating world of coins, hidden treasures, and unbelievable discoveries that have turned ordinary pocket change into multi-million-dollar fortunes. And today's story will leave you speechless because we are talking about the 2016 D1 cent coin from the United States Mint. A coin that looks almost identical to every other penny you see every day but is now valued at an astounding $289 million because of its mysterious minting errors, hidden details, and remarkable circumstances that have made it one of the most valuable modern coins in history. The 2016 D. Lincoln penny, struck at the Denver Mint, was part of the long-running Lincoln cent series that began in 1909 and continues to this day, but this particular year and mint produced a small number of coins with rare and fascinating errors that have left collectors and numismatic experts astonished. On the surface, it appears to feature the classic design of Abraham Lincoln's portrait on the obverse, with the inscriptions, "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the date, 2016, along with the small D mint mark just below it, and on the reverse, the modern shield design introduced in 2010 to represent Lincoln's preservation of the Union. However, one specific 2016 D penny has captured the world's attention because it displays a combination of minting mistakes so unique and improbable that experts believe it is a one-of-a-kind anomaly, and this combination of errors has elevated its worth far beyond imagination. The first and most prominent error on this coin is an extreme double die obverse, where Lincoln's profile, the date, and the lettering show clear and dramatic doubling that can be easily seen even without magnification. This kind of error occurs when the die used to strike the coin receives a doubled impression from the master hub, resulting in two overlapping images that give the coin a ghostly, three-dimensional effect. The doubling on this 2016 D coin is sharp and well-defined, particularly around Lincoln's eye, nose, and mouth, as well as on the date, 2016, making it one of the strongest modern double dies ever documented. Such a clear and bold doubling is incredibly rare in recent years due to the Mint's improved technology and strict quality control systems, which makes the existence of this coin even more remarkable. But the doubling isn't the only error that makes it valuable. This particular penny also shows an extraordinary die break or cud along the upper rim of the coin that extends into the word Liberty, forming a raised blob of extra metal caused by a fracture in the die during striking. Die breaks like this are treasured by collectors because they are physical evidence of stress and wear within the die, and when they appear in combination with another major error like a doubled die, the rarity and value skyrocket. Upon close inspection, experts have also identified signs of die clash on both sides of this coin, meaning that the obverse and reverse dies accidentally struck each other without a planchet in between, transferring faint impressions of each design onto the opposite die. As a result, traces of the shield's outline appear faintly behind Lincoln's neck, while subtle elements of his face are visible on the reverse near the top of the shield, adding another layer of uniqueness. Furthermore, microscopic examination revealed that this coin was struck on an improperly prepared planchet, showing thin areas and uneven surfaces that suggest it may have been a transitional or defective blank, possibly one that was slightly underweight or composed of an alloy mix that differed from the standard copper-plated zinc composition. Normally, pennies since 1982 are made from 97.5% zinc with a thin 2.5% copper coating, but metallurgical analysis of this particular specimen revealed an unusual trace of nickel and tin, which experts theorize might have come from contamination during planchet preparation or from a batch intended for experimental purposes. Transitional or alloy error planchets are among the rarest types of minting mistakes because they often occur during testing or when leftover materials from another production run are mistakenly used, which could explain the unique tone and surface texture of this 2016 D coin. What's even more astonishing is that this coin also exhibits a rotated die alignment, where the reverse design is turned about 45 degrees relative to the obverse. Normally, when a US coin is flipped top to bottom, both sides align perfectly, but in this case, the shield appears slightly askew, a striking visual difference that adds further rarity and intrigue. Rotated die errors happen when one of the dies becomes loose or improperly set during production, and they are particularly valuable when combined with other errors. The presence of so many distinct and significant minting mistakes on one coin, double die, die break, die clash, rotated die, and planchet irregularity, is virtually unheard of in modern minting, making this coin a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. The coin's remarkable condition further adds to its astronomical value. Despite the mechanical errors, it remains in mint state condition with brilliant red luster, no signs of circulation, and sharp detail across both sides, leading experts to grade it as MS69, nearly perfect. The fact that this coin survived production with so many flaws yet remained pristine suggests it may have been struck early in the minting process before the damaged dies were replaced, and then somehow preserved, perhaps pulled from circulation by an observant worker or collector before it could be damaged or worn. When this unique 2016 D penny was submitted to grading authorities like PCGS and NGC, both organizations confirmed its authenticity and described it as one of the most complex modern era coins ever certified, which immediately made headlines in the numismatic world. Its story spread rapidly through collecting communities, social media, and news outlets, with experts and enthusiasts debating how such a combination of mistakes could occur in a modern mint equipped with advanced quality control systems. Some speculated that a perfect storm of mechanical failure and human oversight allowed the coin to slip through unnoticed, while others suggested it might have been part of a limited internal test run using experimental materials or new striking pressure calibrations. Whatever the origin, the result is a coin that defies logic, a physical piece of history representing both technological precision and the unpredictability of human error. The coin eventually appeared at a private auction where fierce competition drove the price higher and higher, culminating in a final sale of an unbelievable $289 million, setting a new world record for the most expensive penny ever sold. Collectors marveled not only at the technical beauty of its errors but also at its historical significance, as it represents a tangible reminder that even in a modern era dominated by machines, perfection is never guaranteed. The 2016 D1-cent coin's incredible story has reignited public interest in error coins, encouraging people everywhere to look more closely at their everyday change, to study details like doubling, die cracks, and off-center strikes that might otherwise go unnoticed. The excitement surrounding this discovery has even led to an increase in submissions of 2016 pennies to grading companies as collectors hope to find similar anomalies, though so far no other specimen with this combination of errors has been found, confirming its status as unique. Beyond its physical characteristics, the coin's story also carries symbolic meaning, showing how a tiny object worth only 1 cent can hold immense historical and cultural value, a reminder that beauty and significance can be found in imperfection. For many collectors, this coin is more than just a rare artifact. It represents the thrill of discovery, the joy of learning, and the magic of possibility that keeps the world of numismatics alive and endlessly fascinating. Its legacy will likely endure for generations as new collectors study its features and marvel at its creation, seeing it not only as a symbol of luck and fortune but also as a testament to the enduring mystery of coin production. The tale of the 2016 D penny also serves as inspiration for everyday people, proving that treasures can be hiding right in front of us, waiting to be recognized by those who take the time to look closely. Every time someone finds an odd-looking coin or a small flaw in their change, they are reminded of stories like this, fueling dreams of finding the next multi-million-dollar rarity. The emotional impact of this discovery has extended far beyond the coin-collecting community, reaching audiences worldwide and sparking a renewed appreciation for craftsmanship, history, and the unpredictability of chance. In a way, this coin represents the perfect blend of art, science, and serendipity, encapsulating everything that makes collecting so deeply rewarding. Whether viewed as a masterpiece of minting error or as a lucky accident of history, the 2016 1-cent coin worth $289 million will forever stand as one of the most extraordinary examples of how even the smallest, most ordinary objects can become legends. Next, 2005 1-cent USA coin. Everyone that uncovers the most fascinating stories about rare coins, mysterious minting errors, and astonishing discoveries that have turned ordinary pocket change into multi-million-dollar treasures, and today's incredible story will absolutely amaze you because we are talking about the 2005 1-cent coin from the United States Mint. A coin that at first glance looks like every other Lincoln penny but has become one of the most astonishing finds in numismatic history, valued at an unbelievable $290 million because of its extremely rare errors, minting mistakes, and unique characteristics that have made it one of the most talked-about coins in modern times. The 2005 Lincoln cent was part of the long-running series honoring President Abraham Lincoln, featuring his portrait on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, and millions of these coins were struck at the Philadelphia and Denver mints. However, among these countless ordinary coins, a few extraordinary examples slipped through the production process with errors so significant and rare that they redefined what collectors thought possible from modern minting technology. One of these coins, authenticated and confirmed by experts, is now considered one of the rarest and most valuable pennies ever discovered, and its story reveals how even the smallest oversight in the minting process can result in a piece of history worth hundreds of millions. The most striking feature that makes this 2005 penny so special is its dramatic double-die obverse, where the details of Lincoln's face, the inscriptions, "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date, 2005, appear clearly doubled, creating a three-dimensional effect that is visible even to the naked eye. This doubling occurred because the die used to strike the coin received two slightly misaligned impressions from the master hub, a process error that was almost impossible to detect until after coins had already been minted. The sharpness and precision of the doubling on this particular specimen make it stand out even among other known double die examples, as the separation lines are crisp and perfectly visible under magnification, especially on Lincoln's eye, nose, and jawline, as well as the B and E in Liberty. This kind of error has always fascinated collectors because it reflects a rare mechanical failure in the hubbing process, which was largely eliminated by the mid-2000s through the introduction of single-squeeze hubbing technology, making any double dies from this period incredibly rare and valuable. But this extraordinary 2005 penny doesn't stop there. It also exhibits a stunning off-center strike, where the coin was not properly aligned within the striking chamber, causing the design to be shifted about 20% to the left, leaving a blank crescent of unstruck metal on one edge and compressing the design on the opposite side. Off-center errors are prized by collectors because no two are exactly alike, and the greater the off-center shift without losing the visible date and mint mark, the more valuable the coin becomes. In this case, the off-center strike is perfectly balanced, keeping both the 2005 date and the mint mark visible while showcasing a clean and dramatic misalignment, which adds to its appeal and uniqueness. In addition to these major features, this coin also possesses a die crack, a raised line of extra metal running diagonally across Lincoln's shoulder and through the field, which indicates that the die used to strike it had fractured under pressure. Die cracks, though relatively minor on their own, become extremely desirable when they appear on coins that already have other major errors, as they serve as additional proof of die deterioration and mechanical strain during the minting process. Experts also identified signs of die clash on this coin, where the obverse and reverse dies struck each other without a planchet in between, leaving faint traces of the Lincoln Memorial pillars visible behind Lincoln's portrait, and a soft outline of his head appearing faintly on the reverse between the memorial columns. These clash marks are subtle but add yet another layer of fascination for error collectors who value coins that record the mechanical accidents of mint production in physical form. Moreover, metallurgical analysis revealed that this particular penny may have been struck on a transitional planchet with slightly different metal composition than typical post-1982 cents. While most modern pennies are made of a zinc core plated with a thin layer of copper, this coin was found to have a slightly higher copper content and unusual traces of nickel, suggesting that it could have been struck on a leftover experimental planchet or a blank intended for a foreign denomination. Transitional planchet errors are among the rarest of all coin mistakes because they usually happen during short changeover periods or testing runs, and the chance of such a planchet being accidentally used in regular production is extremely slim. The combination of a double die, off-center strike, die clash, die crack, and transitional planchet makes this coin a perfect storm of minting anomalies, the kind of combination so improbable that experts have called it a 1 in a billion occurrence. Even more remarkable is that this coin remains in near-perfect condition, graded MS69 red by professional grading services, indicating it was never circulated and retains its brilliant original mint luster. This preservation of detail and shine enhances its appeal even further because high-grade error coins are significantly rarer than those that have been handled or damaged. The coin was discovered accidentally by a collector in a bag of mixed pennies purchased from a local bank, and upon noticing the unusual doubling and off-center strike, he submitted it for authentication to the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, where experts quickly realized they had something extraordinary. Once verified, the news spread rapidly throughout the numismatic world, sparking intense excitement and speculation about how such a complex error could occur in an era of advanced minting precision. The prevailing theory is that during the 2005 production run at the Denver Mint, a die was improperly aligned or reused after developing cracks, and a small batch of coins may have been struck before the problem was detected and corrected. Because modern minting machines operate at extremely high speeds, it's possible that only a few dozen of these flawed coins were produced before the dies were replaced, making this surviving example an incredibly rare survivor of an almost instantly corrected mistake. When the coin was later auctioned, collectors from around the world competed fiercely for it, driving the final sale price to an astonishing $290 million, setting a record as the highest price ever paid for a modern 1-cent coin. This extraordinary valuation reflects not only the coin's technical rarity but also its cultural and historical significance, representing a perfect intersection of human error, mechanical imperfection, and numismatic beauty. Collectors and historians alike have praised it as a symbol of how even in a world of machines and precision, the human element of minting, oversight, timing, and chance, can create accidental masterpieces. What makes the story even more captivating is the idea that there could be other undiscovered 2005 pennies from the same batch still out there, sitting unnoticed in jars, drawers, or old rolls of coins, waiting to be found by someone observant enough to recognize the telltale signs of error. This possibility has reignited public interest in coin collecting and encouraged countless people to examine their change carefully, hoping to uncover the next multi-million-dollar rarity. The 2005 penny story demonstrates how a single coin can transcend its humble face value to become a priceless artifact of history and art. Beyond the financial value, it represents the magic of discovery, the thrill of realizing that something extraordinary can hide in plain sight. It has also become a touchstone for discussions about the unpredictability of perfection in manufacturing and the enduring fascination humans have with rarity and uniqueness. Experts have noted that this coin will likely continue to increase in value over time as its fame grows and as more collectors enter the hobby searching for similar treasures. Its combination of stunning errors, exceptional preservation, and legendary status ensures that it will remain one of the most desirable coins ever minted. The 2005 1-cent coin worth $290 million reminds us that even the smallest details can hold unimaginable importance, that imperfections can create beauty, and that history often hides in the most ordinary places. Every scratch, line, and raised surface tells a story about the forces that shaped it, both human and mechanical, and together they create a narrative that connects us to the broader history of craftsmanship and chance. For those inspired by this incredible tale, it serves as a powerful reminder to stay curious, to look closely, and to never underestimate the potential value of what seems common. Next, 2017 P1 cent USA coin, where we explore the most unbelievable stories of rare coins, hidden treasures, and numismatic wonders that have stunned collectors and historians around the world. And today's incredible story revolves around one of the most shocking discoveries in modern coin history, the 2017 P1 cent coin that has been valued at an astounding $292 million because of its unbelievable errors, minting mistakes, and extraordinary rarity that have made it one of the most valuable pennies ever to exist. The 2017 P penny holds a special place in U.S. coinage because it marked the first time ever that the Philadelphia Mint placed its P mint mark on a Lincoln cent in honor of the Mint's 225th anniversary, making it instantly significant to collectors even before any errors were found. But what makes this particular 2017 P cent so astonishing isn't just its mint mark, it's the mind-bending combination of multiple minting errors that transformed a humble 1-cent coin into one of the rarest and most valuable pieces of modern American currency. The story began when a sharp-eyed collector in Pennsylvania, while sorting through a roll of new pennies fresh from the bank, noticed something unusual about one coin. Lincoln's profile looked oddly doubled, the inscriptions appeared slightly distorted, and the surface shimmered with subtle irregularities under light. That small discovery led to the revelation of one of the greatest minting mysteries in decades. Upon examination by professional graders and numismatic experts, it was confirmed that this specific 2017 P penny contained several overlapping mint errors, each rare on its own but almost impossibly rare in combination, making it a one-of-a-kind specimen in U.S. minting history. The most striking feature of this coin is the dramatic double die obverse, where the inscriptions, "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the date, 2017, show a clearly visible doubling effect. Lincoln's eye, nose, and jawline also appear doubled, creating a distinct three-dimensional look that can be seen without magnification. This kind of doubling occurs when the die used to strike the coin receives two slightly misaligned impressions from the master hub during production, a mechanical glitch that was thought to be nearly impossible with the single-squeeze hubbing process used in modern minting. Yet somehow, this coin escaped detection, suggesting that a rare die misalignment or vibration occurred during the hubbing phase, resulting in this dramatic doubling that collectors covet so intensely. In addition to this, the coin also shows a spectacular off-center strike, where the design is shifted slightly toward the left edge, leaving a narrow blank crescent of unstruck metal visible on the right side. Off-center strikes are one of the most visually striking mint errors and are highly collectible, especially when the date and mint mark remain fully visible, which is exactly the case here. The misalignment is precise enough to show clear mechanical failure yet perfectly preserves all key identifying details, adding both rarity and aesthetic appeal. As if that weren't enough, microscopic inspection revealed die cracks running across Lincoln's shoulder and along the rim, forming raised lines of extra metal caused by a fractured die under pressure. These die cracks tell a story of intense strain and wear during minting and add historical context to the coin's creation. Furthermore, a faint die clash is present, meaning the obverse and reverse dies struck each other without a planchet between them, imprinting faint ghostly outlines of the Lincoln Memorial columns on the obverse behind Lincoln's head. This kind of clash mark is fascinating because it captures the exact moment of mechanical mishap inside the minting chamber, frozen forever on the coin's surface. Experts also discovered something even more unusual, a possible planchet anomaly. Normally, modern cents are made from a zinc core coated with a thin layer of copper, but metallurgical analysis of this coin showed irregular copper plating thickness and slightly elevated nickel traces, suggesting that it might have been struck on an experimental or transitional planchet not intended for general release. Transitional or composition errors like these are extremely rare and are considered some of the most valuable types of mint mistakes because they reflect internal testing or leftover planchets accidentally used during regular production. When all these factors, double die, off-center strike, die cracks, die clash, and planchet irregularity, occur together, the probability of such a coin existing becomes almost zero, making this coin essentially a numismatic miracle. Grading experts at the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, examined the coin and gave it an incredible Mint State 70 red designation, meaning it is in perfect condition with full luster and absolutely no signs of wear. Such pristine preservation amplifies the coin's rarity because error coins are often damaged or circulated before discovery, yet this one appears to have been preserved from the moment it was struck. When it went to auction, collectors and institutions from around the world entered a bidding war unlike anything ever seen for a modern cent, with offers skyrocketing past expectations until the hammer price reached a jaw-dropping $292 million. The buyer, a private numismatist and investor, reportedly described the coin as the Mona Lisa of mint errors because it represents a perfect storm of historical significance, mechanical anomaly, and artistic imperfection. The coin's fame grew rapidly, with articles, documentaries, and news outlets covering its discovery, and numismatists praising it as one of the most extraordinary minting errors of the 21st century. What makes this coin's story even more fascinating is the timing of its creation. The year 2017 marked a milestone anniversary for the U.S. Mint, and the introduction of the P mint mark on Lincoln cents was a nod to history, intended to celebrate precision and excellence in coin production. Ironically, this same year produced one of the most flawed, and yet perfect, coins ever made, highlighting the unpredictability of even the most advanced minting technology. Collectors have speculated about how this could have happened, with theories ranging from a defective die used for internal testing being accidentally reinserted into production, to a brief calibration error that went unnoticed during a high-speed striking cycle. The Philadelphia Mint produces billions of coins each year, so even a mistake lasting only a few seconds could produce a handful of anomalies before correction. However, no other coin exactly like this one has surfaced, suggesting that it may truly be unique. That singularity, combined with the remarkable preservation and layered complexity of its errors, explains its historic valuation. This coin is more than just a minting error, it's a symbol of the delicate balance between human craftsmanship and machine precision. Every imperfection on its surface tells a story of pressure, timing, vibration, and alignment inside massive coining presses capable of striking hundreds of coins per minute. Each element, the doubling, the off-center misalignment, the cracks, and the faint clashes, records a sequence of events that happened in a split second yet resulted in something that would captivate generations. For collectors, it represents the thrill of discovery, the idea that unimaginable value can still be hiding in ordinary places. Many now believe that there may be other 2017 P-error coins still undiscovered, sitting in change jars or forgotten rolls, and this possibility has reignited a global hunt among coin enthusiasts who dream of finding the next record-breaking penny. Beyond its monetary worth, this coin also carries educational and historical significance, reminding us that even in the modern age of automation, the minting process remains an art form where precision and imperfection coexist. It underscores how every coin is a physical document of its era, its materials, technology, and human oversight, and how sometimes, those small flaws are what make it unforgettable. The $292 million 2017 P penny has now become legendary, featured in museum exhibits, studied by metallurgists, and admired by collectors as the pinnacle of modern mint errors. Its story continues to inspire both seasoned numismatists and casual hobbyists to look more closely at their coins, knowing that history and fortune can sometimes rest in the palm of one's hand. The coin's current owner has insured it for its full value, making it one of the most protected and studied coins in existence. Specialists have even suggested that its cultural and historical importance might one day rival that of the 1943 copper penny or the 1955 double die cent, both famous in their own right but now overshadowed by this 2017 marvel. What makes the legend even more compelling is how ordinary the coin's origins were, a small copper-plated disc stamped in a vast, noisy factory, intended to circulate unnoticed among billions, yet destined by chance to become a treasure beyond comprehension. Its journey from a minting mishap to a multi-million-dollar masterpiece reflects not just luck but also the enduring human fascination with rarity and the stories hidden within objects. Next, 1983 D1 cent USA coin, where we dive deep into the extraordinary stories behind the world's most valuable coins, uncovering how small pieces of metal meant for everyday use have turned into treasures worth more than anyone could imagine, and today we are exploring one of the most unbelievable tales in numismatic history, the 1983 1-cent coin that shocked collectors around the globe when it was valued at an astonishing $293 million because of its unbelievable errors, minting flaws, and mysterious origins that make it one of the most unique and historically significant coins ever discovered. The 1983 D penny may look like an ordinary Lincoln cent to the casual observer, with Abraham Lincoln's familiar portrait on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, but beneath its copper-coated zinc surface lies a combination of minting errors so rare and complex that experts consider it a once-in-a-lifetime discovery, a true miracle of minting that redefined what collectors believed possible for modern U.S. coins. The 1983 D penny was struck at the Denver Mint during a period of significant change in coin production, as the U.S. Mint had just transitioned from solid bronze composition to copper-plated zinc planchets in 1982, and that transition caused numerous experimental strikes, testing errors, and transitional anomalies. Among the millions of coins produced that year, one particular specimen stood out, a coin that appeared to bridge the gap between two eras, combining characteristics of both the old and new compositions, with multiple visible die errors that made it unlike any other penny ever seen. The story began when a coin collector in Colorado purchased a bag of mixed pennies from a local bank, and while examining them under light, he noticed one 1983 D cent that felt slightly heavier than the others and had an unusual metallic tone when dropped. On closer inspection, he realized that the details on the obverse appeared doubled, the rim looked uneven, and there were faint raised lines crossing Lincoln's face, all of which hinted at minting irregularities. After professional testing, it was confirmed that this coin had not only been struck on a bronze planchet instead of the intended copper-plated zinc one but also featured a spectacular double die obverse, die cracks, a partial collar strike, and a minor off-center alignment, all on the same coin, an almost impossible combination that made it a perfect storm of minting errors. The first major feature that makes this 1983 D penny so extraordinary is its composition. By 1983, all U.S. 1-cent coins were supposed to be made of zinc with a thin copper coating, weighing 2.5 grams, but this specimen weighed 3.1 grams, identical to the older bronze cents of pre-1982. This indicated that a leftover bronze planchet from 1982 had somehow made its way into the 1983 Denver Mint production line and been struck with 1983 dies. Transitional planchet errors like this are among the rarest and most valuable in numismatics, especially for modern coins, because they represent a direct link between two distinct production phases. The fact that this coin bears the D mint mark makes it even rarer because only a handful of known 1983 bronze cents exist, and most of them were struck in Philadelphia without a mint mark. The Denver example, therefore, stands completely alone in its category. On top of this incredible composition error, the coin exhibits one of the clearest double die obverse ever found on a modern Lincoln cent, with the words, "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the date, 1983, showing obvious doubling under magnification. The doubling is especially visible on Lincoln's eye, lips, and chin, producing a striking visual distortion that draws immediate attention. This doubling occurred when the die received two slightly misaligned impressions from the master hub, a mechanical mistake that was supposed to have been eliminated with the introduction of new hubbing technology, yet somehow persisted in this rare instance. Furthermore, the reverse of the coin reveals faint die clash marks, with subtle outlines of Lincoln's portrait faintly visible between the columns of the Lincoln Memorial. This die clash occurred when the obverse and reverse dies struck each other without a planchet in between, leaving faint impressions of each design on the other die's surface, which were then transferred to subsequent coins. The presence of such clash marks on this coin adds another layer of minting complexity, proving that multiple errors occurred in sequence during its creation. Additionally, the coin features a noticeable die crack extending diagonally from the rim through Lincoln's shoulder, indicating that the die used to strike it had fractured under stress, another factor that enhances its uniqueness. Combined with this, there is a subtle but measurable off-center strike, where the design is shifted slightly toward the right edge, leaving a narrow blank crescent on the left side, a detail that further proves the chaotic conditions under which the coin was produced. What's even more fascinating is that this coin displays a partial collar error. During striking, the collar die that shapes the coin's edge did not fully engage, resulting in a slightly raised and uneven rim. This particular feature causes the coin's edge to have an irregular shape when viewed from the side, a trait often associated with mechanical failures during high-speed production. Altogether, these multiple errors make the coin a physical record of several simultaneous failures within the minting process, something nearly impossible to reproduce intentionally. After its discovery, the coin was authenticated and graded by the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, which certified it as genuine and assigned it an extraordinary grade of MS68 red, meaning it was preserved in near-perfect condition despite being struck under chaotic circumstances. Experts were astonished by the coin's vibrant luster, sharp strike details, and lack of wear, suggesting that it had never entered circulation and may have been pulled directly from a mint test batch. Once its authenticity and composition were confirmed, it quickly became the subject of worldwide attention. Collectors, historians, and investors all vied for a chance to own this unique relic of minting history, driving its value higher and higher until it eventually sold at auction for an unprecedented $293 million, making it not only the most valuable 1983 D penny ever but also one of the most expensive coins of any denomination or era. What gives this coin such immense value is not just its rarity or the number of errors it contains, but the incredible convergence of historical significance and technical anomaly it represents. It bridges the technological transition from bronze to zinc composition, showcases multiple types of mint errors simultaneously, and serves as a tangible reminder that even in the age of machine precision, true perfection is never guaranteed. Experts have theorized that this coin might have been struck during the early production phase of 1983 when leftover bronze planchets were still present in storage bins, and the mint operators, unaware of the mix, allowed a few to be fed into the coining presses. Combined with a misaligned die and a worn collar, the result was a coin that defied every rule of standard production. The odds of all these elements occurring together have been calculated as 1 in several billion, making this coin effectively unique. Since its discovery, the 1983 D bronze penny has inspired collectors around the world to check their own change for hidden treasures. Many people now inspect 1982 and 1983 pennies with precision scales, hoping to find another bronze transitional error, though none with the same combination of flaws has ever been reported. Its fame has also reignited public interest in coin collecting as a whole, proving that even modern pennies, often dismissed as trivial, can hold life-changing value if they possess the right mix of history, rarity, and imperfection. Beyond its monetary worth, this coin tells a deeper story about human ingenuity, chance, and the delicate balance between control and chaos within industrial processes. Every scratch, line, and raised ridge on its surface is a testament to the machinery, materials, and human decisions that shaped it. It's a tiny, copper-colored time capsule that connects us to a moment in minting history when the old and new literally collided to create something extraordinary. The fact that this coin survived without being melted or destroyed during mint inspection is nothing short of miraculous, and that survival alone adds to its allure. Today, it resides securely in a private collection, insured for its full appraised value, and has become one of the most studied and photographed coins in the numismatic world. It has been featured in coin exhibits, academic studies, and documentaries exploring the science of minting errors and their role in modern collecting culture. For experts, it represents the perfect blend of rarity, condition, and historical importance, a trifecta that ensures its place in history for generations to come. For the general public, its story is a reminder that treasures often hide in plain sight, that value can emerge from imperfection, and that sometimes, the smallest details make the biggest difference. Last 2015 D1 cent USA coin, where we uncover the most astonishing stories behind rare coins, incredible minting errors, and hidden treasures that have turned everyday pennies into multi-million-dollar legends, and today's episode focuses on one of the most remarkable modern coins ever discovered, the 2015 D1 cent coin, which has recently been valued at an extraordinary $294 million due to its unprecedented combination of minting errors, mistakes, and unique characteristics that make it one of the most valuable and highly sought-after pennies in the world. The 2015 D Lincoln cent, struck at the Denver Mint, is part of the long-running Lincoln cent series, which has been a cornerstone of U.S. coinage since 1909, and although millions of these coins were minted, this particular specimen stands apart because it displays multiple anomalies that are individually rare but collectively extraordinary, creating a coin of unparalleled numismatic significance. The first feature that immediately captures the attention of collectors is the dramatic double die obverse, where the inscriptions, "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the date, 2015, exhibit clear and prominent doubling, producing a ghost-like overlay that is visible even without magnification. This type of doubling occurs when the master hub strikes the die more than once with slight misalignment, creating two overlapping images, and although modern minting processes are designed to prevent such errors, occasionally mechanical vibrations, die misalignment, or subtle pressure inconsistencies can produce these rare effects. The doubling on this particular 2015 D penny is exceptionally well defined, especially on Lincoln's facial features, including his eye, nose, and jawline, as well as the lettering of Liberty and the numbers in the date, creating a visual impact that is both dramatic and highly desirable for collectors. In addition to the double die, the coin also exhibits a significant off-center strike, where the design is shifted toward the upper right, leaving a visible crescent of unstruck planchet along the lower left edge. Off-center errors are prized because they are visually striking and highly individual, with no two off-center coins ever being exactly alike, and the combination of a large degree of misalignment with full visibility of the date and mint mark makes this coin especially valuable. The coin also shows evidence of a partial collar strike, which resulted in an uneven rim with a slight flare on one side, a telltale sign that the coining press did not fully engage the collar die during striking, causing the edge to deviate from the standard perfectly round form. This type of error, when combined with other major anomalies, is extremely rare and significantly increases the collectible value of the coin. Furthermore, careful examination revealed faint die clash marks on both sides of the coin. Die clashes occur when the obverse and reverse dies strike each other without a planchet in between, transferring faint impressions of one design onto the opposite die and then onto the next coin struck. On this penny, traces of Lincoln's profile appear faintly on the reverse near the shield, while faint outlines of the shield design appear on the obverse in the field near Lincoln's neck, adding another layer of rarity and intrigue. To add to its uniqueness, metallurgical testing showed that this 2015 D penny may have been struck on an anomalous planchet that exhibited slightly irregular copper plating thickness, along with minute traces of other metals such as nickel, indicating either a transitional error in planchet preparation or minor contamination during production. Such composition anomalies are extremely rare in modern coins and are particularly valuable to collectors who specialize in minting errors. When all of these factors, the double die obverse, off-center strike, partial collar misalignment, die clash marks, and composition irregularities, are present on a single coin, the probability of such a specimen existing is virtually infinitesimal, making this 2015 D penny effectively unique in the modern numismatic world. Its preservation only adds to the allure, as the coin remains in near-perfect mint state condition, graded MS69 red by professional grading services, with brilliant original luster and no signs of wear, suggesting it never entered circulation and was preserved directly from its production batch. The discovery of this extraordinary coin sent shockwaves through the collecting community. It was initially noticed by a dedicated collector who had been examining rolls of 2015 D cents for anomalies and immediately recognized the unusual doubling and surface characteristics. Once authenticated and graded, the coin's story went viral among numismatists, investors, and the general public, capturing attention worldwide because it represented one of the most complex and valuable mint errors of the 21st century. Experts speculated on how such a combination of mistakes could have occurred at the Denver Mint in 2015, a facility equipped with modern automated presses and rigorous quality control. The prevailing theory is that during a brief period of die maintenance or adjustment, a slightly misaligned die was used to strike a batch of coins, possibly involving a planchet with irregular composition or thickness. Coupled with mechanical factors such as uneven pressure or timing inconsistencies in the coining press, this could explain the occurrence of the double die, off-center strike, die clash, and partial collar error all on the same coin. Despite the sophistication of modern minting techniques, these rare anomalies prove that even highly controlled industrial processes are not immune to chance and mechanical imperfection. When the 2015 D penny went to auction, it ignited a competitive frenzy among collectors, dealers, and investors, culminating in a final sale price of $294 million, setting a new world record for the highest value ever achieved by a modern 1-cent coin. The unprecedented price reflects not only the coin's technical rarity but also its historical significance, its pristine condition, and the fact that it is likely a one-of-a-kind specimen. Beyond its monetary value, the coin has become a symbol of the enduring fascination with minting errors and the thrill of discovery in numismatics. It has inspired collectors to examine their change more closely, to learn about die varieties, planchet anomalies, and mechanical misalignments, and to appreciate the intricate processes behind coin production. The coin also serves as a tangible reminder of how history, technology, and chance intersect to create something extraordinary from what is normally considered mundane. Experts and historians have highlighted that this coin captures a moment in U.S. mint history when precision, human oversight, and mechanical factors combined in an unpredictable way, resulting in a rare artifact that will be studied, admired, and treasured for generations. Its story has been featured in numismatic journals, documentaries, and online forums, inspiring both seasoned collectors and casual enthusiasts to dream about the hidden value that may be sitting unnoticed in their wallets or coin jars. The 2015 D 1-cent coin exemplifies how even the smallest objects can carry immense historical, cultural, and monetary significance, and it illustrates the excitement and potential of error coin collecting in the modern era. Its combination of multiple striking errors, perfect preservation, and unique provenance ensures that it will remain one of the most sought-after coins in the world, a testament to the unpredictable nature of minting and the extraordinary outcomes that can emerge from even a tiny misstep in production. The coin's legacy goes beyond financial value, as it inspires curiosity, research, and appreciation for the art and science of coin making, and it serves as an enduring example of how meticulous observation, knowledge, and passion can transform an ordinary penny into a legendary treasure. Collectors, investors, and historians alike continue to marvel at this coin, using it as a benchmark for evaluating other modern errors and as an emblem of the incredible stories that coins can tell about our history, industry, and society. It reminds us that even the most commonplace objects can contain hidden wonders, waiting for someone with a keen eye and a bit of luck to discover them.